should you start an SMMA in 2024? You always hear people saying, don't start an SMMA, be a coach, be an online course creator, digital products, all this shit, bro. First, let's take a step back, and we actually have to define what an SMMA is, okay? Because it stands for social media marketing agency, but truthfully, it's kind of an umbrella term for a lot of things, okay? SMMA agency, and then you have all these things that all these creators are naming their own little thing. Like you have build and release, you have IPGA, you have VC. Like it's all this stuff. Let's just take a step back. So what is an SMMA? Okay, in this video we're going to define SMMA as someone who is selling services online. Okay, and so if we want to go into the origins, we have Tai Lopez and Iman Gadzhi. These are the two people you should be thanking for popularizing SMMA to the world, okay? But the truth is, SMMA has been around forever. All SMMA essentially really is, it's an online service business. You find a gap in the marketplace, you find the problem that people are having, and you solve that problem for them, okay? They pay you, and whether that's a monthly recurring subscription, a one-time fee, that's up to you how you want to structure it. There are good and bad ways to structure it. Like for example, if you're just selling a commoditized service and you're charging like $2-3 grand a month for it, recurring, that's probably not the best way to structure it. That is like the traditional agency model, but there's better ways to do it, okay? And just for the sake of this video, we're going to use SMMA as an umbrella term as for just selling services online. Okay, and tangible services. You're solving problems for people, whether it's in the form of an infrastructure or a done-for-you service. We're just gonna, call it an SMMA. And there's something you have to understand about online gurus, okay? And I'm just putting this in here as a quick aside, but they're running something called a BizOp business model, business opportunity. They sell you on a business opportunity, okay? And their whole business model is based on you buying into the dream of getting rich from the business model they teach you, okay? And so if you think about it, they're not going to make it seem harder or as boring or they're not going to show you the full truth. They're not going to push back the currents and show you what an agency actually is or what this business model actually is. They're going to make it shinier. They're going to make it seem funner and easier than what it actually is. And always keep that in mind whenever you're consuming anybody's content or you're about to buy someone's product or service about, how to make money with a specific business model. Okay. And so, and I'm not saying you're not going to get rich from these business models that people are teaching you. But buying a dream that was sold to you and achieving a dream are two very different things, okay? Just know that if you want to achieve any tangible outcome or result with any business model, it's a lot of work, okay? Agency, copywriting, freelance, like all these business models are going to take work. The first thing we have to do is separate what it's like to start an agency now opposed to 2 to 3 years ago. The truth is 2 to 3 years ago, SMMA was really starting to get big. Okay, it was in the beginning stages. Iman just dropped this course. Tai Lopez talked about it already a bit. People were starting to create content about it, and it was sort of this novel and new thing. But many things have changed since then. Okay, some of the main changes include increased levels of competition. The barrier of entry to start an SMMA is extremely low. All you need is Zoom, Calendly, watch a couple YouTube videos, and you're good to go. Okay, so everyone can start an SMMA. It doesn't take much effort. But there's also lower levels of trust in the market, and that is mainly to everyone running ads, putting crazy guarantees in their ads that they cannot fulfill on, okay? And so if you're hopping on a lot of sales calls and you ask these people who have they worked with in the past, they're probably going to bring up some sort of agency or some sort of service provider, and they're probably going to say that they've been burned by them or they've gotten really bad results, okay? So the market has lower levels of trust, which means that it's going to be longer sales cycles, and you have to put more effort into making people trust you. Also, the rise of AI. This is, something that's pretty recent, and it's just something you have to really think about and include into your solution, okay? If you're not hopping on the trend of AI, because AI, it's going to get super sophisticated to a point where it's probably going to be able to do everything that your agency is already doing for your clients, okay? So you have to stay on top of it, and I'm going to talk about it more in this video. And also, the overall increased market sophistication. The market is much more educated. Information is abundant. Anyone can go on YouTube and learn whatever they want, meaning that, if you put a crazy guarantee or if you kind of make a crazy offer, people are probably going to know that, if you're bullshitting, they're probably going to be able to detect it because people are smarter nowadays. I mean, YouTube, you can watch everything and anything you want, and just, information isn't scarce. Okay, so the market is much more sophisticated, and you have to account for that. Okay, and we've seen a dramatic increase in these, changes within the last few years, last 2 or 3 years, okay? And due to these changes, you have to approach the game in a completely different manner, Okay, the first thing is the importance of branding and creating content. The importance of branding and having a personal brand has only increased. Lower levels of trust, increased competition, overall market sophistication. All of this can be solved if you have a personal brand and if you're providing value to people. Okay, but the truth is that it is getting harder to build your brand because of the competition, because everyone is starting to realize that creating content is important and growing your brand is important. So everyone's doing it. So not only are you competing for clients, but you're also competing for subscribers or for for people's attention. Okay, the bar of people's attention, to keep people's attention, has only raised. Okay, has only increased. And also AI is on the rise. Start leveraging it. Start including it in your offer. It's only going to make it more appealing, and orienting your offer around technology makes it easier to fulfill. Okay, and it's more appealing. Okay, so it's a win-win. Now we have to ask, is it harder to start an SMMA? The truth is yes. Day by day, the market is becoming more sophisticated and less trusting. If you sell a commoditized service like paid ads or content, you're going to be eaten alive. If you're out here and you're running paid ads and you're like 2K per month retainer or short-form content 2K, you're going to get killed. You're going to get killed. Nobody is going to buy that, bro. So you have to find a way to uniquely position yourself, and relying on direct response or having a commoditized offer, that's you're not going to be well off with that. Okay, and so if you're somebody who purely relies on direct response marketing, so just straight up hard hitting lead to offer ads, or just cold outreach where you're just trying to book calls right away without providing any value, you're going to struggle. Okay, direct response is currently being abused by these marketers who just put crazy guarantees in their offer: 100 appointments or you don't pay, or 1 million followers, or we'll buy you a house. People know that this is bullshit and nobody trusts anything, and everyone's paying the price for it. Even if you aren't doing it, you're paying the price that for the market losing its trust, and it's becoming more and more sophisticated because of all these crazy guarantees and all these promises that are being made that people cannot fulfill on. Okay, and it sucks. It's shitty. Okay, so the whole point of this video is we're asking a question: is SMMA still worth starting in 2024? Well, first we have to look at what are the different opportunities that we have if we want to do something other than SMMA. And we've already defined SMMA as being an online service provider, providing a tangible service to somebody with a problem or a specific need. So all the opportunities include an SMMA, basically a service business, course creator, online coach. You also have growth operating, copywriting. You have all these different opportunities. And is it better to start any one of these other opportunities opposed to being an online service provider? Okay, and the truth is that if you think that selling services online is broken, and you would rather choose one of these other opportunities, think again. Okay, if anything, becoming a coach or a course creator or any of these other things would be even harder than running an agency, because selling information is even less appealing than selling a tangible service. Okay, especially if you don't have a brand. Okay, and so a lot of people are saying, SMMA is saturated, or don't do SMMA, it's too competitive. The truth is that SMMA isn't saturated, but the market overall losing its trust and competition levels rising, not just in SMMA, but just, all sorts of online marketing is what is making it harder. Okay, so if let's say if you stop selling a lead gen system and instead switch to an online course, you're going to struggle even more because your offer is even worse. Okay, and so truthfully, it's not SMMA that's should be in question whether it's worth running or not, but it's the way you're approaching it. Okay, and so I already talked about that. The market has lost all its trust and competition is on the rise, meaning that you have to put in more effort to separate yourself from everybody and gain the trust of people. And so you have to put more effort in building your brand and grinding even more. Okay. And so where should you start? And so yes, it is still worth it to start an agency, but you have to approach the game much differently. And here's how. Number one, I've already mentioned that you have to build a brand. Okay. And I'm just going to give you just a high level overview. Simply create a YouTube channel. I'd highly recommend YouTube because that is where people are spending the most time with you, and that's where you can provide the most value. Okay, and post at least one video a day where you solve specific problems that your market is having. Okay, so identify the market that you want to solve a problem for and solve problems for that market via free content on YouTube, and repeat it for at least a year, and you're not going to look back. Okay, ignore the numbers, ignore the subscribers, ignore the likes, the followers. Just purely focus on creating the input that's going to cause the output, okay, which is posting content. And the second thing is sell an AI scaling system. If you don't know what an AI scaling system is, essentially it's you package AI tools and you package it into an offer that allows business, that solves a specific need for a business and allows them to scale. Okay, and this is mainly because you want to be on the biggest trend right now in the world, which is AI. And usually I wouldn't bring this up, you know, because when there's a short form content trend, or there's always these little trends that come by year, but this is truly something revolutionary. This is something where billions and trillions dollars of value is going to be created. Okay, and so I highly recommend. You know, and usually I wouldn't give a cookie cutter, you know, service or offer, but in this instance I will, and I'm going to say AI, anything AI, because that is only going to keep getting better and better. It's going to take over everything, okay? And it is the thing you want to be a part of, okay? And so AI is by far the biggest opportunity. Find the specific problem that a market is having, orient your solution around the AI tools, and sell it as an AI scaling system, okay? And so in the beginning, run ads while creating content, because content is slow. Okay, although it's gonna, you know, in the long term, it's gonna provide the highest return. It does compound, but it takes long to pick up. Okay, and so you want to run ads in the beginning because you need to make money right now. You need to pay rent. You need to, you know, support your family, whatever your situation is. You need to make money right now. So I'd highly recommend learning ads, and just having that skill is really useful. Learn ads, master that skill, and book meetings right now while creating content and building your brand. Okay, and then so you want to grow your brand and your agency, and you know, if your brand gets really big and your agency gets really big, you want to introduce new offers and price points, okay? Because you might get so big to the point where you just can't onboard any more people to your service because it's so much operational complexity that you might have to introduce a course or a mentorship or some sort of offer that's more leveraged and easier to fulfill. And you can include a low ticket community, and you know, maybe you have a high ticket offer where you take equity. And you know, as your brand grows, you have people who can afford specific price points. You introduce specific offers and price points that each person can afford, okay? And so, you know, you have people who can only afford $30 per month, but you know, with those $30 per month, they invest in your low ticket community or your course, and that can, you know, take them to $10,000 per month, and so they can afford your next offer or your service up the ladder. Okay, and so that's how that works. I have a whole separate video on that. That's ascension and descension pricing models. But that's the whole video. I mean, so if this answered your question, is starting an SMMA still worth it? Yes, but you have to approach it differently. Okay, no more just running ads or sending, you know, cold outreach. You have to build a brand. You have to create a much more appealing offer, and you have to earn the trust of people who have been burned in the past and have been fucked over by other agencies. Okay, so yes, but it's a completely different game now, and it is a bit harder to play. But doesn't mean it's impossible. It just means you have to put more effort, which is gonna force you to be better, and you're just gonna have to outwork everyone. Okay. And so we launched our free brand new AI scaling specialist school community completely for free, where we're going to be teaching you how to separate yourself from the red ocean markets by positioning yourself as somebody who scales businesses by selling an AI scaling system. It's the first link in the description, completely for free. I put all the docs in my videos, all my lucid charts in that community. If you want access, it's completely for free, first link, and I'll see you in there. Bye.